Hello, I'm Valandra Mota.
And I'm Veronica Cara del Castillo. The Oak Leaf Online starts now.
You're watching the Oak Doc. You're watching the Halloween edition of the Oak Leaf Online, a production of the Media 19 studio production class. Today is October 29th, 2025.
As we get closer to Halloween, we would like to talk about some scary news. Comedian Matt Rife and YouTuber personality Elton Cassie purchased Ed and Lorraine Warren's home and museum located in Monroe, Connecticut. The purchase took place on August 1st of 2025. The location is well known for having more than 900 paranormal artifacts, the most well known being the Annabelle doll. If you are a paranormal enthusiast, you might know a little bit about Ed and Lorraine, especially about how the couple gained so much popularity after all the Conjuring movies. On a TikTok post, Matt details his new plans of ownership, starting with his plans to open the house and museum for paranormal enthusiasts who would like to spend the night once the Annabelle doll returns from tour.
Hey guys, super random but incredible announcement. I have just bought the Ed and Lorraine Warren's Home and Occult Museum with my very good friend Elton Castillo. If you guys have ever seen any of the Conjuring films, the Annabelle films, or even Amityville Horror, this is the home that inspired all of those stories. This might be the most important and prominent piece of paranormal history in the world. Ed and Lorraine Warren are who took demonology and ghost hunting and paranormal investigation and made it mainstream. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't know what any of this means whatsoever, but if you follow ghost stuff, this is about as big as it gets. So what does this all mean? It means that Elton Castillo and myself are the owners of the physical Ed and Lorraine Warren's Home and Occult Museum. We are the legal guardians and caretakers of all 750 haunted artifacts and items in the Warren Museum, including the Annabelle doll. I must go on record and say we do not legally own the items, but we are the legal guardians and caretakers of the items for at least the next 5 years. And what this means for you guys is you are going to soon be able to book a night or a weekend and stay at the Warren's house and investigate the house and the history of the house, as well as the museum and all the artifacts inside of it. This is the most random hobby ever, but it's so fucking cool, man. I should probably collect stamps or something. Might be a little safer. But yeah, we own the house, and we are very excited for you guys to see it. Stay tuned.
For more information, or if you'd like to stay the night at the Warren's house, visit hauntedwarrenhouse.com. Dates go on sale October 29th at 10 a.m. Don't miss your chance to have a real paranormal experience at the Warren's Home and Museum. In more scary news, Sonoma County's infamous haunted house, Blind Scream, opened its doors to the public on October 10th. Here is Haley taking us on a tour of Blind Scream.
I'm with the Oak Leaf, and I'm here at Blind Scream, the scary house in Roanoke Park, to see how many people are getting scared. Blind Scream sure made me scream. This year, Blind Scream is terrifying people for the 6th year in a row in a warehouse in Roanoke Park. It's composed of 3 themed haunted houses: a swamp shack that hosts a bloody human-eating butcher, a carnival swarming with clowns that smells like a mixture of cotton candy and flesh, and Blackout, that is just like its name, pitch black. Inside actors pop out of the darkness to startle attendees. The Oak Leaf went behind the scenes of Blind Scream to speak with creators Drew Dominguez and Judy Groverman Walker, and a few actors about the process and fun surrounding the scares.
I'm one of the partners, and so Drew and I kind of tag team to put the whole house together, from finding the actors to designing what it's going to look like to buying the props. We kind of work as a team. Both are very much holiday people, and so it's a lot of fun to celebrate Halloween, and this is how we do it.
You can't be like that. I'm not crazy at all, but I will tell you, just like my other 2 nurses.
I've been haunting the world for 25 years. I was just looking at an interview from last year, and I had like 57 haunted houses under my belt. So I've got 3 more under there this year. Just let loose of your normal trappings of everything that you do and just enjoy yourself. Don't look for anything. Just, let your guard down and just have fun. Let yourself be scared. Some people won't allow that, and so it's not so much fun, but even I try to let that happen. You know, my characters, we still tell the characters as me and Judy are walking through every evening. We walk through a number of times to make sure to evaluate how the rooms are acting and reacting and stuff. That we tell them, you know, don't turn it off just because I'm walking in the room.
When I get done with you, oh, hi. I didn't know we had guests. No one tells me anything. Where you going, darling? You don't want to stay and hang out? I like your smile. Why don't you come back and stay for a while?
I'm in the butcher shack. I'm the butcher, yeah.
So what do you do whenever you're acting in the haunted house?
Shit.
Come out. Come here, squeal.
Oh, I can't wait to rip you open. Like, if people are scared, I try to go off what they say. Like, somebody like, if people are like, oh my God, you know, it's like, oh, you better hope God saves you, you know?
No. Ultimately, the goal is when I hear screaming, that's like a symphony to my ears. Like, I know that all the work we did was worth it. Because, you know, I love getting scared. I love horror movies. I love that kind of thing. I love the psychology behind scary shows and scary movies. And the fact that I get to be in that, like, manipulate the horror in it is so much fun. It's so much fun.
Blind Scream will be open until October 31st. Go figure.
Flash!
Oh my God.
Thank you, Haley. Moving on to more recent news, here's Elijah who would tell us about the No Kings protest that happened 2 weeks ago.
The second No Kings protest happened on Saturday, October 18th. Over 7 million people gathered around the nation in over 2,700 organized demonstrations to protest what they say are unconstitutional actions by President Donald Trump. There were about 50 protests in the Bay Area alone, with nearly a dozen of those being in Sonoma County. There were reportedly more than 10,000 attendees at the Santa Rosa protest. If you would like to know what's next for the No Kings movement, check out nokings.org. These images were taken by our very own Oakleaf reporters. To read more about the events at the protests all around the Bay Area, visit theoakleafnews.com.
Thank you, Elijah. You may remember the 3 famous Spanish ships Columbus sailed on, La Niña, La Pinta, and La Santa Maria. Well, one of them just made headlines again over 500 years later. Reports from the Associated Press recorded that in Mexico, a replica of Christopher Columbus's Santa Maria has sunk off the coast of Puerto Vallarta. The vessel, known as the Maria Galante, had served as a popular tourist attraction for more than 30 years, offering pirate shows and dinner cruises. Authorities say that the ship went down due to a bilge system malfunction while being moved for maintenance. Fortunately, all passengers and crews were safely evacuated, and no injuries were reported. The owners have already announced plans to rebuild the ship and bring it back to service, proving that even after sinking twice in history, the Santa Maria refuses to stay down.
As the spooky season arrives, you may begin to hear whispers of a certain legend, the rebobs. Some say there's robots lurking in the skies, or perhaps they're monkeys. Whatever they are, here are Yasin and Holden to tell us more.
Napa Valley, California, a region globally renowned for its vineyards and idyllic landscapes. But nestled in the hills west of the city, a narrow winding road holds a different kind of local vintage, a story aged for decades in mystery and fear. This is Partridge Road. For most, it's just a quiet rural passage. For others, it's the heart of a legend. A legend we came here to investigate. We started speaking to the locals who grew up with the story, a story that begins with a tragedy.
There's a place called Partridge Road. The story I learned when I was a kid, they used to have a fair in Napa before it was a carnival, and they were going through that road, like the whole circus, because they all used to go together, and they got into a car accident and everyone just died.
I like the animals.
Yeah, the animals, the people,
So more importantly, like the monkeys.
The monkeys.
A circus crash. It's a classic piece of American folklore. A simple and haunting origin for the creatures locals call rebobs. The name of the road itself is a link to the past, named for one of Napa's original 19th century settlers. But our investigation found that the story doesn't end in the 19th century. Like any persistent myth, the rebob legend has evolved. When we dug into modern accounts, we uncovered a darker, more technological variation, one that shifts from folklore to conspiracy. To understand this theory, we spoke with Mark, someone who has spent years researching cryptid encounters.
I don't know if I'd call myself an authority, but I certainly researched them as much as I could because they're local, and I love cryptids.
We've heard escaped animals from the local circus.
There's also the military story, which is the one I'm more familiar with, which is that they are escaped, but they're escaped from a military facility up there.
Could you give a description of what a rebob is?
Well, it's half robot. It's a robotic flying monkey.
A robotic flying monkey? It sounds like science fiction, but is there any truth to it? We decided to head up to Partridge Road ourselves to find out. We came searching for the origin of a legend, a ghost story born from a circus crash, or a conspiracy whispered from a secret lab. We followed the stories and the rumors as far as the road would let us. But this is where it ends, not with an answer, but a warning, a clear sign that whatever secrets Partridge holds, they are not meant to be discovered.
That wraps up our spookiest episode of the Oak Leaf Online.
Thanks for tuning in and happy Halloween. We'll see you next week.
This has been a scary production of the Fall 2025 Media 19 Studio Production Class.
Do you ever want to live in a moment like this? Because I interviewed Chris Melville, an expert in the LARP community who has been running events like this in the North Bay for over 15 years. I'm Kevin Ortega, and you can find this story on theoakleafnews.com.